Eagles, the world's most famous precision flying team. Performing at full throttle, they are the rock stars of the aviation world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron represents the tradition of pride, professionalism, and excellence.
But it's backstage where the real work begins.
There's a lot more going on than the crowd can see. A lot of training, mental shaping. This is normal.
To join this elite squad, rookies will have to pass some of the most grueling tests imaginable.
It is a lesson of just pure, unadulterated concentration.
It's kind of like relearning how to fly.
Got a lot of work to do.
Being a Blue Angel is hard on top of the flying.
You got maneuver to maneuver to maneuver, and you got to be where you got to be, or else you got a conflict with somebody else.
Strap yourself in for a wild ride with the best in the business.
It's showtime!
If the flying takes concentrated effort, so too does the debriefing session afterwards. Here the pilots evaluate their own performance, citing even the smallest mistake and penalizing themselves for it. This voluntary self-criticism is known as taking a safety. Squadron members believe it creates trust and, while sometimes difficult, helps reinforce a mindset that seeks perfection. Everyone, even the boss, takes part.
Take a safety, low brake, cross first one.
I guess the best analogy would be it's like a mulligan. It's your opportunity to come into the debrief and say, look, these are the things that I didn't do right today. And that is giving you the opportunity to fess up, identify your own shortfalls, and say, I'm going to fix these for tomorrow.
So I will fix my safeties. Glad to be here. Sean?
Yes, sir, boss. My specific goal was the diamond roll. Safeties, I'll take a safety.
The last thing you say is, I'll fix my safeties. I'm glad to be here. I may just had a really tough flight and be really frustrated, but I'm still in the Blue Angels, and I am glad to be here.
I'll work on this. Glad to be here. Knuckles?
Sure, boss. Coming back here to the field, take a safety for being 250 after the gear's down. Everyone's here to support you. Everyone wants you to do well, and you're going to have those bad days. The guys who are teaching us, they've been through it the year before. They understand completely.
Take a safety for being 60 feet high.
But at the same time, it's such a strong demand for you to perform and for you to study and for you to get this darn thing down that you can't slack off.
No, take a safety force 7.6 in the pub. Fix my safeties. Glad to be here, boss.
Okay, roll them.
Following the safeties and self-evaluation comes a more objective and often more painful review with the aid of videotape. Every detail of the practice is examined, frame by frame if necessary.
A lot better in the burner, and I think as your second pop just wasn't enough. Better than yesterday.
As the slot pilot, flying the number 4 jet behind boss and the 2 wingmen, it's Dave Varner's job to point out mistakes or deviation from proper procedure. If he's unsparing in his critique, it's because he has to be. While precision flying is for the pleasure of those watching on the ground, for those in the air, it's still dangerous.
You're behind, Knuckles. So you're overthinking it. We've talked about it. I can't teach you the magic position from where your stick needs to be and your throttle needs to be and how to get there and go on the call. You can only do that by going on the call. And we're not looking at any paint here whatsoever. You're trying to find the magic spot and how to get there. You can't do it, okay? That's why we have boss. That's why he learns all this comm. And so he can say it the same way every time, do the same thing with his jet, and we can go on his call, okay? So here you're getting a little frustrated, which you shouldn't be. We're talking, breathe on it a little bit. You've got to get into the drive and roll. It's not just rudder throughout this roll.
Varner takes his job seriously, but being a newbie just last year, he also recalls what Shipley and Saccomondo are going through.
I go from number 3 pilot, knucklehead to know-it-all in a handshake, really, at the end of last year, okay? Because your priorities aren't where they should be here. So you come into this training job, you know all of the procedures, okay? But I'd never been in the slot. I'd never seen it from that perspective. So there's a little apprehension as far as, hey, how am I going to teach these guys? What's my teaching style going to